Inspired by the 1952 BTF film called Train Time, I decided to try and depict a small goods yard that finds itself in the middle of a bumper harvest from the local farms. The freshly picked and packed vegetables must get to the London markets without delay. British Railway road transports are arriving with crates of vegetables at the goods shed, but where are the wagons to load it all into? Standard Class 3 MT262 has been taken from its more usual branch line passenger work to head up this train of wagons and special ventilated vans. It will shunt it into the yard as soon as it arrives, and it will be a complex and hurried shunt due to the pressure of the day. The model, made by Bachmann, was transferred to me from Callum at SDJR7F88 in June 2021. It's a really lovely model and goes some of the way towards completing my standard class collection. As you can see, the train features 6 open wagons by Hornby, the prototypes have been built by Teesside Bridge Engineering Limited, a total of 500. We also see the R205 Triang Hornby sliding door vent vans that I featured a while back. In real life there were only 6 of these vans built at BR Derby Works in 1962. They have special continental style vents in the doors and were used for market gardening produce, which is just about right for our film. There are 3 locations about the yard that will take part in this important seasonal traffic loading. We have freshly planted flowers destined for the markets, large crates of cauliflower and broccoli, smaller crates of mixed vegetables. The large crates will be loaded in the goods shed directly into open wagons. The flowers will be loaded into 2 of the vent vans nearby, whereas the smaller crates will be loaded to 2 other vent vans. Once this is all done, the train will be recombined into a new order and sent to a large marshalling yard some miles away. While the shunting and loading continues, let's consider the real locomotives. 82001 came into traffic in April 1952. She found herself allocated to various Great Western depots before being sent to Exmouth Junction on the Southern in 1963, which is the suggested period for this video. The Standard Class 3 tanks had a useful tractive effort of 21,490 pounds. In order to keep to the 16-ton axle loading weight, The GWR number 2 boiler was used, the same as used on the 5100, 8100 and 5600 tanks. This boiler was in effect a shortened Churchwood design. Coal capacity was 3 tons, giving a good range. Designed to bring modern traction to branch lines, the 3MTs were unpopular with some crews due to poor forward visibility and a less than sparkling performance. However, they had all the refinements afforded to modern locomotives, such as a self-cleaning smoke box, hopper ash pan and rocking grate. "45 were built from 1952, and this detail, while incredibly small, has been included on the model. By the time the class started arriving, the writing was already on the wall, with branch line closures and dieselisation ahead. Tense situation has developed. The train that our wagons was going to be part of is already underway, so there is a mad rush to depart and head off to meet it at a location a few miles away. Time is so short that there's not even time to sheet the open wagons. Despite the pressures, the loco must take water and the crew need a quick break as well. Let's take a look at a real 3MT. With crew and loco replenished, the final shunt moves can begin. Fortunately, the rendezvous looks just about possible, and we can watch as the 3MT digs in and heads away. At the head of the other train we have a lovely Standard Class 9F. This model by Triang Hornby dating from 1977 and only made for 2 years in this form. It has a tender drive, yet very free running loco wheels with proper bearings even at this early time. She arrived with me on May the 29th, 1982 for my 17th birthday, I feel that was some time ago. The 9F slows to a stop to await our train of vegetables and flowers with the 3MT at the head. Because the 9F's train has a number of fitted wagons with a continuous vacuum brake controlled by the driver on the loco, the 3MT's train will be attached at the rear of the 9F's train. This will give the driver a fitted head of 9 wagons with 10 more unfitted at the rear, a lot more brake force than might have otherwise been the case. The 9Fs had slightly smaller boilers than the Britannias to allow a wide Belpaire firebox and grate. Coupled to a BR1G tender, they had 5,000 gallon water capacity and 7 tons of coal. With 5-foot driving wheels they could work fast fitted freights at 60 miles an hour, however they were recorded at 90 miles an hour on express passenger services. Just imagine those rods flying up and down. Crosty boilers were tried with little success, but more on that another time. Of course, 9220 Evening Star was the final steam locomotive built for British Railways, appearing in 1960 and withdrawn in 1965. What a crazy waste of an amazing locomotive, thankfully preserved. The 9Fs boasted a tractive effort of 39,667 pounds, and 251 were built, and they gained the nickname spaceships. The 9F is now underway, heading for London. Often said to be the brightest star of the standard classes, the 9Fs were in fact one of the greatest designs of steam locomotives of all the British classes. Surprisingly, they did not appear until 1954. We hope you enjoyed this video.